One of the biggest things I learned in 2025 was to trust the process. Hey guys, welcome back to Thriving Teen Tuesday. My name is Mabel and I am excited to bring you what I learned in 2025. So please stay tuned. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Do all the fun things. We are over on TikTok and also here on YouTube, and we're looking forward to sharing information with you. If you're interested in learning about being a parent to a teenager or being a teenager and learning how to communicate with your parents, this is the channel for you. So please make sure that you subscribe. Thriving Teen Tuesday, dropping you gems every single Tuesday to the best of our ability. So I started last week telling you guys about some of the things that I learned in 2025. And the number one thing has got to be trust the process. It is the hardest thing to do because, you start things and you're expecting to see results right away, but it is not so. Trust is very, very difficult to have, and we think it's something that you just inherit, but in fact it is not. As a parent, we teach you guys the right thing to do this, do that, this is good, this is not good, but realistically it doesn't always translate. As a teenager, you're also developing, and you don't show us immediately to our liking that I understand the right thing to do. I know the right thing to do. I'm going to do it. But because you don't show it right away, it makes it hard for us to let go, because it's like, oh my gosh, you're on the bike with the training wheels and I don't know if you're ready yet. So I don't want to take off the training wheels because what if I take it off and you fall? But realistically, sometimes you do have to fall. And it's very hard as a parent to watch your child fall. So please bear with us as we go through this trust process. You are learning, we are learning, and that is the whole point, right? For us to thrive together. Another reason why it's so difficult for us parents to trust the kids is very simple. We are afraid. We are afraid because we've lived life, we've seen how hard it is, and we don't want you to experience it in the same way. But recognizing also that because we have gone through things, that's how we're going to present it. We're going to present it with our own fears. We're going to project our own feelings towards it. And you may see it and think that it's not that bad. But as somebody who walked in those shoes, they're able to tell you this was a painful process. If somebody had gone back and told me when I was younger, I wouldn't have done this, I wouldn't have done that. And so we are putting you as our younger version, telling you, I wouldn't have done this, I wouldn't have done that. And unfortunately, it's not until you become an adult that you also recognize that, you know what, I would have told myself something completely different 10 years ago. And I wish I would have listened to myself. Not saying that everything that your parent says or as a parent we tell our kids is the right thing to do, because sometimes we do need to deal with our own trauma so we're not passing it on to our children. But also just doing it in love, right? And explaining to the kid. Don't just say, I don't want you to do this because I don't want you to do it. What is the reason why? What is the experience? Because a lot of times we don't share our experience. We just say, this is not a good thing to do. And then they do it. And you're like, oh my gosh, you can't be trusted. And whatever the situation is. We don't even give them the room to fail. So to my parents out there, trust the process means give the room to fail. Give the room to make mistakes. Give the room to do something completely different. Let's give room to our children. Let's trust that the foundational things that we've given them are enough. We have done our best, or better yet, please make sure you do your best and just be there in the shadows, ready to catch them when they fall or to soothe them after they have fallen. Maybe you weren't there when they fell, but you can soothe them, you can comfort them and let them know that, there's always somebody available and I can hug it out with you. We can talk it out. But it is okay for you to make your own decisions with guidance. So to my teens, why do you need your parents' trust? Do you guys feel like you need your parents' trust? I would say you do. In fact, gaining your parents' trust is a huge advantage to you because number one, you get independence. They trust you means that they are not on your neck every 5 seconds. Oh, I need you to do this. They trust that you will do the right thing. So you want to gain that. You get more privileges. You get more exposure. Nobody's going to give you a little bit of something to work on and then you jack it up and then you think that they're going to give you a big project. No, You steward over the little item, and then you get blessed with something bigger. So trust in is just the small things around the house. If you say you're going to do something, be a person of your word. Don't say I'm going to do something and then crickets. Even if you're not going to be able to do it, communicate. Hey, I know I said that I was going to do this. I said I was going to do that. However, I'm not able to do it at this time. This is what I'm going to do instead. Don't just be like, oh, I'm going to do this and then we don't hear from you. Because then you become somebody where your word is not trusting. But if I know that if my daughter says, I'm going to do this, they're going to do it, then I trust them when they speak and they say certain things to me. I definitely recommend that you build that trust. Trust is definitely, I feel like trust is stages, right? Yes, there's some trust that you naturally give to people. And then there's also trust that is earned. It is a two-way street, because I can't trust you 100% if you also can't trust me 100%. And the percentages may not always be the same. So maybe it'll be 70-30 or whatever the case is. But the point is, it's something that we're building on. What your actions show somebody, whether they can trust you or not. If you lie about putting something somewhere, I'm going to be looking at you like, oh, I mean, this is a very small thing that you're lying about. Like, you put that on the table. Now I watched you do it and you're telling me you're not the one that did it. Like, what's going on? So guess what? When a bigger item comes, as in, let's just say, I don't know, first thing that came to my mind, my wallet. I can't find my wallet. I'm going to be looking at you like, oh, well, and then you're going to say, oh, I didn't see it. I didn't touch it. Guess what I'm going to remember? I'm going to remember the small item that you did, which was you told me you didn't put something there and I watched you do it. So then I'm going to be thinking, oh, are they lying? Because, I watched them lie to my face. And now they have the same face. Are they lying? So you don't want to put yourself in that position where you're telling little stories and then you're thinking that when the big time comes, they have no right to question you. They do have a right to question you. You gave them that right. So please make sure you're being as open and honest as possible. Be transparent. I know sometimes we hide things from our parents because we don't want them to be upset. My children have told me this as well. We don't want them to be upset. We're afraid of their reaction. We're afraid we're going to get in trouble. But trust me, the trouble that you will get into after they find out is always larger than had you spoken before. And a lot of times, if you said it before, we can normally navigate and compromise to the point where you could still do what you want to do, maybe at a reduced fraction, but it wouldn't get you in trouble. So communication, guys, communication comes with trust. Trust equals communication. Communication equals trust. I hope you see where we're going. Be honest, be open, be transparent. Telling your parent, oh, I'll do better next time. Oh, I would never do this again. Guess what we're thinking? This is like the 75th time you've said it. We've heard it before. We've said it when we were younger. We know it doesn't mean anything. So as much as, yes, you should apologize. Yes, you should make reassurances that you're going to do better. But do better. Be an actionable person. Don't just be somebody that speaks words. Be somebody that actually tries. Be somebody that actually sticks to their word in action. And most importantly, be consistent. Don't be one way this way and then at one time and then another way another time. Be consistent. Consistency shows trust. If I'm always having to ask you about certain things about school and then you give me half the story and leave half of the story and then later you come back with the other half of the story, I'm looking at you like, but why are you giving me the story in pieces? Like, what is going on? And it's very difficult as a parent once you lose the trust with your kid, because then everything that you do is like, we're watching you extra, and then you become a little bit more uncomfortable. But we don't know how to navigate it because you have currently lost the trust, and working on building the trust. And how do we work on building this trust? Communication. I recognize I'm taking accountability for the things that I did wrong. I am actively working on it. So if this is what I did, I'm going to every single day, I'm going to make a physical effort, not just in my mind, a physical effort to show you that this is what I'm doing. I'm not telling anybody to walk on eggshells, okay? That is not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is be an actionable person. So if you know that this is something that you're constantly doing, do something to change it. And don't just say, oh, my bad, I'm sorry, oops. Come on. And in building trust, independence also shows. So show that you can do things without being told. If your parent comes to you every day at this time to tell you, make your bed, before they get there, let the bed be made. If they tell you when you come home from school, do your homework, don't be sitting on your phone the whole day. Do your homework, don't be sitting on the phone the whole day. Before they tell you, if you wait till every single time somebody tells you to do something, you're not building trust, because what you're showing me is you're not mature enough to know when to do the right thing. And you're just sitting down waiting for me to tell you, do this, do that, do this. And the part that I love, and I think that is hilarious, and I ask my kids all the time, like, you don't like it when I say certain things to you, when I ask you to do certain things, but then you don't do it before I ask. Somebody like me, I'm clockwork. When I come in, have you done your homework? Have you done this? Have you done that? The answer should be yes, or I'm working on it. If you don't want to hear my mouth, that's the answer. If you want to hear my mouth, oh, I'm sitting down in front of the TV watching TV. No, I ain't done nothing. I just came home and I've been chilling for the past 3 hours. A responsible parent cannot let that slide. And I'm not saying that we need to be yelling. We learned that yelling is not effective in the previous video. If you haven't watched it, please go watch it. But we learned that yelling is not effective, but we are going to communicate. And I am going to ask you, why haven't you done it? When are you going to do it? I'm going to ask you all these questions. So if you don't want to hear it, be about it. Get up and get it moving before it's asked of you. And we're not looking for perfection, right? You can't do anything flawlessly. I can ask you to wipe a countertop, and I can come back and I can tell you the countertop is not clean. Okay, it is not about perfection, because you can't do something the way that I can do it. In the same way, I can't do something the way you can do it, because we all have our own preferences, etc. The point is, you're trying, you're making an effort. Perfection is not the goal. The goal is for you to learn. These little things that we're teaching you is not just for us to benefit. Oh, I want you to clean my house. No, you're practicing for the future, because you don't want to be living in filth. You shouldn't want to be living in filth. You should want, your environment to be a certain thing, because a lot of us, when we walk into chaos, our mind goes into chaos mode, and then we become stressed. It becomes a stressor for us. So then now you're like, why is this person walking around so angry? Their environment is contributing to their stressors. So a lot of times we don't pay attention, but we need to be able to make sure that we are removing as many stressors as possible, not just for us, but for those around us. So you can do a self-evaluation. Am I improving? Did I try again? Did I learn from the feedback? Don't just hear feedback and it goes in one ear and comes out the other. Like, what are you learning from this feedback? And it is very important that you're able to stop and evaluate everything that has gone on. So in building trust, a little secret: make the right decision when nobody is looking. When nobody is looking, make the right decision, because it then becomes a part of you where you're not waiting for somebody to see you. You naturally make the right decisions. Activities that you do every single day become habits. It becomes part of your personality traits. Make the right decisions, do the right thing every single moment. If you have to take 30 seconds to pause, is this the right thing? Take that 30 seconds. It is worth it. 30 seconds can be the difference between life and death, and not just physical death, spiritual death, death of your dreams. I said to my kid the other day, you have a dream to do this. The decisions that you're making now in middle school, in high school, in college, they are affecting the decisions that you will make, or who you will become as an adult. If you know you want to be a doctor, and you're flunking all your grades now because you want to be chit-chatting with your friends, guess what? Being a doctor is looking pretty bleak, okay? So what are the things that you're doing now that is going to affect your future every single day? I did this project. Well, I asked her to do it. She ain't done it yet. But who do you want to be when you grow up? And write it down. This is my name and this is who I want to be. And what are the things I can do every single day to make sure I strive to that point? The things that you're doing now will help you to get to that point. Nobody woke up a lawyer. Nobody woke up a teacher. Nobody woke up a daycare provider or a business owner. these are things that you have to work towards. So what are some little things that you can do honestly to do better? Honesty is transparency. It's key. Do the right thing all the time. Don't let your parent be in front of you to do the right thing. Don't let them be behind you to do the right thing. Do it all the time. Lying is damaging on so many levels. And a lot of times people don't know that withholding information is also lying. If you know, if I tell my parent this, I'm going to get in trouble, so I'm not going to tell them, that's lying. You're withholding information. It is also the same thing. Be open, be honest, be transparent. So in closing, remember that trust takes time. It takes consistency. It takes working on things. Earning trust comes freedom. It comes responsibility. It comes more opportunities. Every single decision you make is a chance to show your maturity. So don't just say, I'm grown, and do something else. Show it through your actions. So I have a call to action for all of you. This week, what are some things that you can do to show maturity, to show that your parents, that you're an adult in your life can trust you? How can you show that you can be trusted? And also remember to do the small things as well. So I would love some feedback. Put it in the comments. What are some things that as parents we can do to build trust with our kids? And as a kid, what can you do to build trust with your parents this week? Thank you guys so much for listening. Next week, oh my gosh, my people are back. I am so excited. We have our other person on next week, and I'm super excited to share that with all of you. And I pray that this video about trust and trust in the process and being open, honest, and transparent has touched you in some way. Please share it with somebody so it will also touch them and it will encourage them. Send it to your parents, send it to your kid, and let's work together to thrive. And I'll see you next week.